And then she just looked at me, and I'll never forget the look. She just looked at me and she said, just go. And I was like, she said, Britt, go.
Danny had epilepsy.
He did. So he had what was called an AVM. It's a malformation in his brain. I got sort of explained it's like a varicose vein in your brain.
Okay, yeah.
So that was
like
what
a bulging.
caused, so that's what caused his seizures. They only ever happened at night time, so they're nocturnal. He was on medication day and night. So very well managed. But, he could have 2 in 2 months, or he might not have one for a year.
Yeah.
They were so
sporadic.
Sporadic. So he left on Friday night for work as normal. He always worked Friday night, so nothing different. So we were up at home. The boys were getting dinner. He's like, right. The boys actually, and I still remember it, they stood up on the bench seat and they waved at him, and Danny would always toot and flash his lights when he was reversing up the drive. And he did that. So normal. I was like, come on, boys, eat your dinner. Just so normal. But that was, looking back, I'm like, that was it. As normal, he messaged me that night. So he said, right, I'm finished up here now. I love you. So anyway, it was probably about 11:30. I'd called him a few times, no answer. And I called his sister, who I knew would be at the lodge. And I was like, Mo, have you seen Danny? I haven't heard from him. She was like, I'm on my way down to the lodge now. I'll check to see where he is. My sister-in-law got a phone call from her husband, Danny's brother, who was away. And as soon as the phone rang, I went, I haven't heard from Mo. And Aoife went, yeah, I'm here in the maze. Yeah, I'm here with Britt. And then she just looked at me, and I'll never forget the look. She just looked at me and she said, just go. And I was like, she said, Britt, go. And we pulled up, and it was, staff were all outside. And straight away, I was like, uh-oh, this isn't good. So I ran up the stairs. I ran straight past Stephen, my brother-in-law. I'd say he was meant to intercept me. And I pushed on Anne's door, because Danny was in Anne's room staying overnight. Pushed on the door, and someone pushed back. They were like, it's Britt. And I was like, let me in. I pushed the door, and Mo was standing there, and she was like, Britt, I'm so sorry. And he was there on the floor behind her. And he was gone. That was it. So I told the boys on Tuesday afternoon, like Reggie, he was only 2, he had no idea, but I just remember saying to Colin, I was like, Colin, I'm so sorry, but Daddy can't come home. He was like, what do you mean, Mum? I was like, he can't come home. And the questions, like, how do you explain to a 3-year-old that their dad's died? Because you get told so many things what not to say. You can't say they were sleeping, or you can't say they were sick, all these different things. I'm like, but what can you say?
Yeah.